In this video, I'm going to show you how simply install DeepSeek on your local machine in just a few minutes. Then we explore how to install that on AWS Cloud for production purposes. I'm Imam Miri, with 20 years of experience in software development, including 10 years in AI and cloud. Currently, I'm the founder of AIPoint.io, where I help businesses to transform their business with AI. Now let's dive in. Here I create a virtual Python environment. So to install everything in that virtual environment. So this is the DeepSeek, basically on Hugging Face. This model, I download this one, the 7 billion parameters version, which is a smaller version. It works for my local machine because I don't have NVIDIA GPU. So this works best on my local machine. So I installed that one and I downloaded that one, and then I installed Torch, latest Torch based on Python 3.12 that I have on my local machine. And then now I'm running the DeepSeek locally based on the script that I implemented. The script basically using the Torch transformers gets the model and it receives the tokenizers. This way I'm loading the model on my local machine. So let's see how it works. My laptop is quite slow right now. So for the next time, because this is getting too slow and I cannot do anything else with my machine. So on my machine, so basically now it's finally finished and it shows the short description about DeepSeek. Now that I'm running it on Jupyter Notebook, it keeps it more interactive once I'm running it. So basically it's there, it's the model, it's there. And I don't have to keep reloading it unless I close the basically notebook and then run it again. Then in that case, basically the model gets reloaded again and it takes time. My laptop is quite slow right now. There you go. Now I got the answer. It took some time. I got to this point, but it works. You can install Ollama using Pro, so on your Mac. Then once you install the Ollama, you can pull DeepSeek and then run the DeepSeek. First pulling that now pulling DeepSeek R1 to Ollama. Now we run the DeepSeek R1. Now I'm just writing, how do you do? Let's see what it does. I'm just a virtual assistant, and so I don't have a feeling, but I'm here and ready to help you with whatever you need. Who are you? Let's see if he knows. Who is it? I'm DeepSeek R1 little preview, and I'm assistant created by the Chinese company DeepSeek. Amazing. That's it. I'm running the DeepSeek on my local machine with Ollama. Much faster than I'm just directly running it on my machine, or I use bits and bytes. I had so much headache with bits and bytes, and so many issues with the version of the NumPy and so on. So I decided to move on to using Ollama, which now is quickly working. Actually, I tried also Jupyter Notebook, which was good too. Better than local machine. But this one is the best. Okay, now let's try with Google Colab. In this section, we're going to look at how to install DeepSeek through Google Colab. Basically, this is going to be faster than the previous time because Google Colab is going to run the DeepSeek on Google Colab. Now let's try it. Create a new notebook here. I created a new notebook here. Then I'll go to the runtime. Change runtime to GPU because we're going to load the DeepSeek. Then click on the connect. Just while we are waiting, this gets connected. As you know, DeepSeek is a transformer-based large language model, so we need to use Torch transformer here. So I'm gonna put that in the code here. Okay, now let's click here so we can see system RAM, GPU RAM, and disk space here. So now I'm gonna run the code to install Torch transformer and accelerator because I already installed that before, so it shows some of them are already installed. So it's trying to finalize anything that is not installed here. DeepSeek is a transformer based model. Basically, it's using the transformer architecture, which is a deep learning model. So the transformers processes basically the words in relation to all other words in a sentence rather than sequential. And another thing is that it makes the large language model to scale up faster and process the content in parallel. So that's why DeepSeek performed really well. Then another thing is that we're using a PyTorch transformer to be able to load the model and use the tokenizer to process the text input and convert it to the token. Then also a transformer helps with running the model on GPU and TPU. And also is beneficial for fine-tuning. I'll discuss that in another video. Okay, now that it's installed, I'll create a new line and add my code here, where basically we're implementing here. Okay, we want to get DeepSeek R1. This is still current 1.5 billion parameters. I chose the smallest version to be able to run it on Google Colab. Then I get the tokenizer and fetch the model. Then I'll pass a prompt to that. And then we get the outcome from the prompt. So I just put import Torch here. So to fix that error here. So now I'm going to run it. So it's going to loading the model and sending the prompt and getting the result for us. Let's see how basically RAM, GPU, and this is going to work here. Okay, it's asking me for the token. Once you connecting and basically to the Hugging Face for accessing the foundation model face, you create that token on the Hugging Face and you grant it on the Google Colab here on the secret section. You just put that here and then it will automatically gets connected to the Hugging Face, start loading the foundation model. So as you can see here, it said HF token. Okay, now I'll show you how. For the token, you can go to the Hugging Face, and if you need to have an account there, so you can go to the access tokens. Okay, I get my access. So I have a token here. Once you have that one, you can put it in the Google Colab here in the secret section. So to give access to the Google Colab, to access to your account and download the DeepSeek based on that. Now that basically I think is installed the DeepSeek, loaded the model, now is sending the prompt, and yes, we got some response for our question, what is reinforcement learning is, because that was the input that I put, right? And that's how it works. You see that the RAM and GPU usage went a bit high, but it's okay because the foundation model that we are using is relatively small, so it works out and Google Colab can handle it. That's it. That's how we could install DeepSeek on Google Colab and start working with that. Easy. In this section, I'm going to show you how to install DeepSeek on AWS Cloud. It's quite a straightforward approach and it works well on AWS Cloud because obviously it's a reliable cloud infrastructure. So you don't have issues that we had with, for example, Google Colab in terms of the size of the language model that we want to choose. And also we can go further from like comparing the language model with other language models and so on. So I'm going to show you. Okay, for doing that, we're going to Amazon Bedrock. In Amazon Bedrock, we're going to the foundation model catalog, search for DeepSeek. Then I choose DeepSeek 1.5b as the foundation model. Then I'll click on deploy. Here I have the configuration. I'll go with one of the small instances. And here I choose one of the existing IAM role. If you don't have that already, so you can create a new one, but I already have one. So I'll choose one of the existing IAM role to prevent creating a new one. And then we leave the rest as default. Okay. And click on deploy. Now here we need to wait. So the foundation model gets deployed. The endpoint gets created for that. So here, as you can see, an endpoint gets created. So we can use that for using in our application when we want to use this language model for building any generative AI application or AI agent and so on. We need to wait for this to get completely created. So let me explain you about this endpoint. If you go to the model catalog, all these foundation model, they have a model ID that you can use basically in your application. So for DeepSeek, because it's a open source version, we need to deploy it to our infrastructure and start using that. All these other foundation models, they are running by company providers like Anthropic and so on. So we use their model ID for connection. But in this scenario, we need to create that and use that based on the new endpoint. Okay, now the foundation model is created and is in service, as you can see here. So I'll go through this. We'll go check here. Okay, opening the playground. Yep, this endpoint. Opening the playground. And there you go. In Amazon Bedrock, in the playground, we can now chat with DeepSeek. See here, you can see the version is basically DeepSeek with the endpoint that we have recently created. Okay, let me ask a question. How to make a coffee at home without a coffee machine? Now here I'm asking a question to DeepSeek on Amazon Bedrock Playground, asking how to make a coffee at home without a coffee machine. So I'm getting the response here. That was quick and fast and nice. It's a single prompt. I'm going to go to the compare mode. It's all right. It's going to clear the chat. Then I'll choose another foundation model, Anthropic Cloud Sonnet 3.5. Apply. So here, I'm going to close it. So, okay, here is Anthropic. Here we have DeepSeek. Now we do the comparison now. Going to run. And let's see how these two perform. Okay, DeepSeek was quickly responding me with the instruction how to make coffee without the coffee machine at home. And on the other side, we have Entropy, very structured with bullet points, giving me the way that basically I can make a coffee at home without a coffee machine. So that's how you can basically compare two different foundation models. Here I have DeepSeek again, based on the one that I deployed recently. And then here I have Claude. So simply you can compare two foundation models on Amazon Bedrock. In this section, we use SageMaker, Amazon SageMaker, to basically compare two different foundation models that we have. One is DeepSeek and another one, for example, is Claude. So as you can see, you can go to the SageMaker, then choose the Generative AI Playground. And once you open that, or actually you can go to the Playground chat, and then you find your model. Okay, I couldn't find the model DeepSeek that we have already deployed, so I'll go with the Cloud 3 and Titan Text G1 in this video for now, and I'll show you how they can get basically compared. I just typed that, okay, what's the weather on top here, what's the weather in Sydney, Australia, and then see how they're gonna respond me. So as you can see, Amazon Titan has a shorter answer for me. If I wanna also ask how to make a coffee at home, so I can get a better response from Cloud 3 Sonnet. That's it. So I show you now how to compare two foundation model in Amazon Bedrock, and also how to compare two foundation model in SageMaker. Hope you found this video helpful. Don't forget to share and subscribe to my channel to access to my latest videos. Thank you.